This is a village in southern Lebanon.
Okay, this is what I was going to show you. Beautiful. Perfect. I mean, this is, yeah. Where else have I seen this? Well, if you say so, in this illustration, that, you know, these are all weapons depots inside of hospitals, inside of schools, inside of civilian infrastructure. Well, I guess if you say so, well, I'm inclined to believe you because, like, I mean, you've never led me astray. You've never lied to me. We're going to start by talking about Israel. Israel is now Gazifying Lebanon and doing the exact same technique that they call, I guess it's called the genocide technique. It's the forbidden technique. It's called bombing everything in sight and then claiming that it's because you are doing it because you've decided that these guys are your enemies. And it's a wonderful technique only when you're Israel, because like any other country that does this, everyone will be like, excuse me, what the fuck are you talking about? But when Israel does it, America goes, well, this is not ethnic cleansing. It's something different. It's the forbidden jutsu that Israel applies in this situation. And they are using the identical propaganda. Like, it is copy fucking paste, dude. Look at this. Look. Official Israeli claimed that nearly every building in southern Lebanon conceals several missiles. Pre-excuses massive destruction of civilian infrastructure, attempts to sow division between Hezbollah and popular base. Israel is now deploying the same war propaganda campaign it did in Gaza to justify their crimes. Starting with Lebanon doesn't exist. Every Lebanese is Hezbollah to schools and hospitals portrayed as military bases. Yeah, they are doing domain expansion and forbidden jutsu. Okay, when they pull that together, it's a very deadly combination. Obviously, they've been doing this forbidden technique called genocide on Gaza, but now they've expanded it into Lebanon, and it's so crazy because like the technique is always the same. It's always the same. They literally just are like, we have no other option. We just have to kill every single fucking person. We have to kill as many people as possible. Sorry, we have to destroy. We have to reduce entire city blocks to rubble. What can you do? And it's crazy because like American media does go along with it. Israel also has plans for northern Gaza. One of the plans that Israel has had for northern Gaza, also called ethnic displacement, which for those of you who are uninitiated, maybe you don't know this, is another term for genocide. Okay, mass displacement of an entire population from their ancestral homelands is genocide. That's what it's called. Okay, it's ethnic displacement, mass ethnic displacement. And yet when Israel does it, the Associated Press is like, Israel wants to mobilize the Gazan population away from Gaza City with no return date. And it's like, yeah, dude, you used a lot of fucking words to say genocide, okay? You used so many words to just say exactly what we know, which is genocide. It is mass displacement of people. That's what you're doing. They also have obviously called this famously escalation through de-escalation, which is like literally fucking George Orwell shit, okay? I know all these dummies love 1984 or claim that they've read 1984, okay? But this is straight up like peace through strength, de-escalation by doing escalation. All of this stuff is, yeah, war is peace. It's just double speak. It's completely ridiculous. It's like comical the way that they are pulling this shit off, but it doesn't even matter. It is obviously, if you are watching, if you have been a watcher, if you have been a follower, if you have seen what Israel has done since October 7 in Gaza and in the West Bank, you know that they are a one-trick pony. They are doing the exact same fucking shit, okay? And they're greatly escalating in Gaza as well, and they're also obviously greatly escalating into Lebanon, which broadens the conflict. And yet, for some weird reason, our politicians are asleep at the wheel. And they're not necessarily asleep at the wheel. They just are, they're not oblivious. They know what the fuck Israel's doing. And they're basically giving Israel assurances by, you know, allowing them to continue doing this without like offering them, without taking away any of their weapons contracts, basically. That's literally what's going on. America is totally complicit in this. And I think the media also plays a role in the whitewashing of Israel's genocide here. Jeremy Scahill says, media should stop saying Israel is telling people in southern Lebanon to evacuate. Israel is engaged in psychological warfare against civilians as a part of his broader military attacks. There is an expulsion order under threat. It is the same tactic used in Gaza. Wonderful stuff. More active, even they are sending more U.S. troops there. Yeah, the U.S. is sending an unspecified number of more soldiers on top of the 40,000 already in the region. Great stuff overall. It's not even complicity. They are allies. They are partners in this. Our government is literally allowing Israel to do this and giving Israel all the support it needs to do this, and also saying we will defend you if there are any foreseeable consequences off of this. And they will. There will be consequences for this. Obviously, you cannot just keep blowing people up and expect them not to retaliate. And it's if you were ever wondering, like, in an alternative universe, what would happen if, like, America didn't fight the Nazis but instead, like, joined the side of the Nazis? Well, now you know. And it's additionally crazy because, like, now we can see it happening in real time. Back in the day, the Red Cross also very famously went into the camps and did propaganda for the Nazi government, right? To make it seem as though these were not death camps. There's a very famous instance of this. People that were sent to these death camps did not know that they were being sent to death camps. They thought that these were concentration camps. But because there wasn't real-time evidence as to what was actually going on, with the exception of, like, the people that were living in the villages, and even then that is disputed, but people fucking knew what was going on, obviously, right? But, like, with the exception of people that were, like, directly there in the surrounding areas, like, information could be kept quiet. You can't really do that in the modern day and age. And yet people know, and people now can also basically operate like they are a German villager, a German townsfolk that is living right next to a fucking concentration camp. They can see it and they have full knowledge over what's going on, and they can still turn a blind eye to it. IDF is live in English to justify today's Lebanese bombing. Yes, we are now going to talk about today's bombings in Lebanon. Israel has killed 356 people so far in Lebanon, the majority women and children, an identical situation to what happened in Gaza. And what is going on in Gaza? They are now moving into the Lebanese portion of their full-scale war, and they're doing the exact same fucking things in Lebanon as they did in Gaza. First, they blow up all aspects of civil society. They just destroy entire fucking city blocks, reduce them to rubble. Then they inevitably, once they feel like they've punished and blown up the area enough, so they feel comfortable enough for their troops to actually operate in the region, they blow that up. They call all the fucking civilians human shields, and then they fucking turn around and move their troops in when they feel a sense of safety and security. Okay, here's Daniel Hagari.
The IDF makes vast efforts not to hit civilians and make every effort to mitigate harm to civilians during operational activity. Regarding the high number of casualties, everyone is a tragedy in Lebanon. Among those killed were a large number of Hezbollah terrorists who were next to the weapons that we targeted. Israel is facing threats on all fronts and continuing to act against them in defense for the people of Israel. Questions, please.
2 questions from AP. The first, Israel has been battling Hamas for nearly a year, and it still hasn't realized all of its goals in Gaza. Are we looking at the possibility of months of fighting in Lebanon as well? Second question is the army prepared for a ground invasion now? And if the order comes, how quickly could ground forces move in?
Israel has been battling Hamas, this is true, for a year. Yeah, Hamas did the 7th of October, a horrible massacre. It's almost a year. We have to fight and dismantle Hamas and enduring defeat to Hamas. There is no other way. To make sure there is security in our borders and to bring back home all our hostages in all means. We have to act to stop the threat of Hezbollah. Hezbollah was planning to do a larger scale of massacre than the 7th of October in the northern Israel. And we will have to make...
we just always... It's so interesting that it's Israel always doing a preemptive first strike. They always... Luckily, there's always an imminent threat. It's, another Holocaust right around the corner. That's why they have to do a genocide beforehand.
Full readiness.
Oh, here, this is what's here. Wait, Nasrallah is developing Hezbollah missiles in the homes of Lebanese citizens, using the civilian population as human shields. Any civilian living near Hezbollah weapons should leave their home. Guys, they have AI. They have AI propaganda again, okay? Here's a real thing that's happening, which is why we turned to DAL E2 to visualize this very common thing that's actually happening. Hassan Nasrallah is doing this all the time in Lebanon. Where is the video, though? Hold on. I got to show you the video that they made. Oh, here.
Hezbollah has been continuously launching attacks on Israeli civilians and has no plans to stop. This is southern Lebanon. There are dozens of Lebanese villages situated along approximately 80 kilometers of the border with Israel. For over 20 years, Hezbollah has deployed its arms inside homes
Why are they speaking in English when they're talking about this? Why are they explaining this in English? I just don't get it. Is it the official language of Lebanon? Is it the official language in Israel? Why is the Israeli military person explaining this operation in English? I wonder. I just can't seem to place my finger on it. Why are they doing that? Why are they doing it? Hezbollah, Hamas.
And militarized civilian infrastructure. As a result, the Hezbollah terrorist organization has turned southern Lebanon into a battlefield. This is a village in southern Lebanon.
Okay, this is what I was going to show you. Beautiful, beautiful, perfect. I mean, this is, yeah. I have not seen this one before. I mean, this certainly is new. Where else have I seen this? Well, if you say so, in this illustration, in this 3D rendering, that, you know, these are all weapons depots inside of hospitals, inside of schools, inside of civilian infrastructure. Well, I guess if you say so, well, I'm inclined to believe you because, like, I mean, you've never led me astray. You've never lied to me. You've never lied to me before, Israel.
Hezbollah stores cruise missiles, rockets, launchers, and UAVs inside civilian homes, hidden behind the Lebanese.
Yeah, this is happening all the time. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, dude. We just have to blow up these schools, man. At a certain point, right? Like a repeat is going to probably have like some level of fatigue, right? There's just no way. There is no fucking way that you can continue like listening to the same exact fucking propaganda over and over. Here it is. Yeah. Home to Hamas headquarters. This is an idea of 3D diagram of the Shifa hospital.
Living in the village. We are monitoring these activities, locating the weapons, and destroying them with precise intelligence-based strikes. I want to show you an example of a strike.
The first floor, every fucking building in Lebanon is a storefront. We don't have fucking garages, lol. I mean, we do, but like, dude, it's third world. No, Capri Sun Poppy. Your Lebanese Palestinian heritage is showing here. You're obviously trying to defend against the reality that like there are portable missile launcher trucks underneath every school in Lebanon. Okay, everybody knows this. Sorry, sorry. You might act like that's not the case, but I just saw an illustration that proves you wrong. Yeah, a storefront, more like a weapon storefront. This missile is definitely in a garage in Lebanon. Trust us, guys. Breaking. The images reveal long-range Hezbollah missile being stored inside of a civilian building in southern Lebanon. Hezbollah is deliberately placing its military infrastructure within civilian areas. It's just so odd. You know what's always the case? They always happen to have evidence right before they fucking end up blowing up a goddamn school or a mosque or whatever. And then after they blow it up, there's obviously an accounting of the areas that were bombed, and they never seem to find the evidence. And it's so crazy. I don't know if like both Hamas and Hezbollah have these like incredible like cleanup teams or something. They end up, get this, like in Al Shifa where there was a command and control center, they somehow were able to secretly cement all of the fucking entrances into the hospital between the tunnel system, and it just seemingly looked like it was out of use. I don't know how they were able to do such a thing. Is just crazy. They must have had like some new kind of cement technology that they invented to literally purposefully seal off an area in real time as the guys were coming in, knowing full well that like, you know, the Israeli military was coming in. So they just like were able to cement it and shut it off entirely. You're being so rude. The IDF soldiers worked super hard on that drawing. He even had his tongue sticking out while he did it because he was so concentrated. Yeah. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. I don't know how they do it, but I guess they spend all their time and effort in, you know, putting those things under these storefronts and then like clearing the area once they're bombed.